Welcome everybody back to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Arcane episode 3. What happened last time?
Last time, Vi turned herself in.
That's right. That's right. Self-sacrifice. And I was thinking, what if, because we had, I don't know if it was us or me or both of us or whatever, but we were talking about the idea that Jynx / Powder would go off to the other side. But maybe it'll be the other way around.
Although, I mean, I feel like probably not, just like given how intense Vi is, like in her beliefs and stuff. I feel like she couldn't, like, I don't think she would see anything on the other side that would make her want to root for them, you know what I mean? Because she wouldn't be like being swayed by an invention or like she doesn't believe that anyone over there would want peace. The whole idea with Powder was that if it's like through science and like tinkering and stuff, you could find something that would make a better world for everyone.
Yeah.
But like Vi doesn't have anything within like her interests that I think would persuade her. I think if anything, it will just make her even more angry and like more if she like gets thrown into a dungeon or whatever, and then maybe like breaks out later on or something.
Yeah, well, we shall see. Leave a like and subscribe. Check out Patreon to get ahead on this show and many others. And uncut reactions as well. Patreon.com/Boldcast. Let's link in the description. But most of all, we hope you enjoyed the reaction. Let's check it out. Let's go. Once again with this whole thing.
I like it.
Is this screen supposed to be okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ever wonder what it's like to drown?
Don't have to.
Story of opposites. There's peace in water. Tones to let it in. And every problem in the world will fade away. Then there's this thing in your head.
Jesus.
It's raging.
Oh my God.
To fight. To survive. All the while this question lingers before you. Have you had enough? That it changes you forever.
It's that guy, I guess, the evil scientist guy.
I thank you. Old friend.
Is that Vander?
Kind of looks like him.
Interesting.
Weird.
It just always feels like this one's louder. I don't
I
know.
think it's just because you're on that side.
I know that. But when I go here, it's still like not quite.
This one always sounds louder to me, but
What other great insights do you have?
oh.
Sorry, this is the only way to protect the others.
Vander!
Oh God.
Good heart.
What are you?
Sacrificing himself.
Without you down here, it all falls apart.
Benzo will handle things. He may not have my devilish charm, but he runs a tight ship.
Vander, no!
You won't be coming back for a long time.
I know. It's the only way.
What's happening?
Is the fighting starting?
Oh.
Holy oh, it's the monster guy.
Oh.
Shit. No way.
Oh my God.
Well,
And he's freaking unhandcuff this guy right now.
just showing himself?
I mean, if
He's gonna recognize him.
Oh my god.
He's gonna recognize him.
No, don't go. Don't.
Stay back!
You never did know when to walk away.
Wait!
Oh god.
What the hell have you done? This wasn't the deal! Deal's changed.
The D. She's gonna straight up watch him die. And it's just gonna look like they all killed each other.
They're gonna try and inject him with that stuff. That's messed up. Yeah.
This entire time I thought I needed
Jesus.
to dampen the oscillations.
Wonder what she's gonna think of that, because it's now, you know, is the bad guy really the upside people?
Or is it the psycho maniac down the street?
I saw everything. Benzo, they...
What about Vander?
They took him.
Where?
Where indeed? There's like a bunch of guys
Oh my
here.
god.
Oh shit.
They won't dare set foot in the underground.
Oh, and
again.
it wears off.
You'll get people killed.
Oh.
For what?
Interesting.
Pride?
And you betrayed me.
What I did to you, I've never forgiven myself. You are my brother.
Now you still don't understand. Can you imagine what it's like? When your blood mixes with the filth and the river toxins eat through your nerves. Oh, I hated you for what you'd done. Until you made peace with them. Played lapdog after everything we suffered.
I had no choice.
Perhaps, but now you do.
Oh
Gemma,
god.
we can finally realize our dream.
That was the lady that was like shit talking him. She's teamed up with this guy. They were like about to get in this big scrap.
So far, so good.
Oh.
She's
Well, you
gonna
got
let him.
caught by the right person.
Yeah, exactly.
That's quite the conviction.
The counselor. Wait a minute. What is it? Bedroom? Please. It's real. And no matter what happens here, it's going to change our world. We should be the ones to lead it. Piltover. The land of progress, equality, innovation. I know it sounds impossible, but when have we ever let that stop us? Please. Just give us a chance.
One night, gentlemen. Impress me, or I'd suggest you pack your bags.
Jesus.
Oh, Counselor McCarter, you nearly scared me to death.
Another late night. The work just doesn't end.
Well, I suppose that's a sign of the business, huh?
You're not doing this alone, Vi. He's our father, too.
Do you know where they took him? Echo followed them. The old canyon next to the box.
Is she gonna use the
He said-
gloves?
Mm-hmm.
Badass.
I need you to sit this one out, Powder.
What?
You're not coming.
I'm not afraid.
It's too dangerous.
But families stick together. You said it yourself.
I know what I said.
I want to fight. I can help.
You're not ready.
I don't think it's gonna hold. Look at the buildup. The resonance will stabilize it. Trust me.
I like how the assistant guy is like so confident even though he's never seen anything like this in his entire life. Oh. Do not throw that. Oh my god.
Eat it. Do it. Eat it. This is like Jujutsu Kaisen, right? You just have to eat the really powerful thing.
Yeah, that's how it works. Oh my god. Just blows up the entire building. It's gonna like come back together. Oh no.
Incredible.
Shit. Big breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Has he already been injected?
How did you get in?
It was easy. We found an open window and
Too easy.
You have to get out. Now.
The guy again? That fucking kid? Oh no. Silco.
Congratulations. But I'm afraid this will be a very short reunion.
Are they all gonna inject? Or are they just gonna beat the shit out of him?
Vander the coward fled town with his children, and they were never seen again.
Clever, see if you can find another way out of here.
Oh boy.
You don't have to do this.
Yes, I do.
Oh shit. She's gonna kick his ass.
I don't know what else she could possibly do in that situation other than fight them. They're gonna kill her.
And they're all just gonna stand there and 1v1 until she gets beaten down.
Until they all get exploded.
Yeah.
I wonder if she put it in one of her little things and she's gonna throw it. And then it's like gonna seem like it didn't work, and then it's actually gonna work. Those things are pretty epic.
Mm-hmm. Oh!
Oh my god. Shit. It's rolling a 1 on those lockpick checks.
He just doesn't have a very high bonus to it.
Yeah. Keep hitting them over the edge.
We're gonna get you out.
You're gonna tunnel your way out? I have a feeling they're not gonna get him out.
I know. Ah!
Whoa!
What was that? Psychotic behavior. Oh no.
It's like, oh, there's potential in this one. Is he gonna try and sell her on his plan?
Oh god. It's like a drug. Like now he's just craving it.
Hurry.
She's looking weak.
Yeah. Oh no.
Let it go.
Oh no.
Shit.
Disarmed.
Come on. Did she put it inside the little monkey thing?
Monkey bomb.
Hopefully that. Good.
And nobody's gonna see it. Oh boy.
I wonder what exactly. Oh. So like he's like imitating the moves
What he
that
felt
guy
in
was
that
making.
moment, yeah. But where are they gonna go?
Oh my god.
But just because it can be done doesn't mean
It should.
stop hovering.
Well. Two of them.
Two of them?
Oh my god. Come on.
You have to work for me, okay?
Oh.
I was just walking.
Oh my god. And there will be.
What's that thing?
Oh.
That's exactly what you said. Huh?
She's like, I should have just wound it up once more. Imagine if they all died just from being too close. That door didn't protect them at all. Oh my god.
What?
She just took down their entire operation.
Yeah.
But what about behind that door? Oh.
Oh, is it gonna kill him on accident? Oh shit!
Oh no.
She was just trying to help him. Oh my god. Oh shit.
Oh my god.
They're dead.
Of course, this guy didn't die.
This is insane. Ah! Oh, she's like twisted up. Oh my god, I can't believe that shit. Is she gonna blame this on her sister? Backstab. Oh, that's why he's wearing the thing all the time.
I knew you still had it in you.
So you can soak up some of the juice.
He's gonna drink some.
Yeah. Landed on the juice pile. You can get some juice. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
What? He really got the juice. Oh, but he's
He's all like messed up.
No, but he's like fighting. He's trying to stay away from her. Oh my god. Shouldn't have thrown him on the juice pile.
Oh.
Shit.
Bro.
What exploded? What?
I think there was like some gas like leaking on the ground or something.
Remember when I talked last time about the line between hope and hubris being razor thin?
Take care of Powder.
This is gonna be some House of the Dragon shit. Take care of Powder. Take care of Powder. You mean take her out?
Oh my god.
Did you see me? My monkey bomb finally worked.
You did this. Why did you do this?
I did. I was saving you. I only wanted to help. I wanted to help my own.
I told you to stay away.
Please.
I told you to stay away!
No. Why did you leave me?
Because you're a jinx! Do you hear me? Milo was right.
No. Violet, please. I need you, please.
Holy shit.
I'll kill you if he hears you. Come on. Let's go.
Wait,
If Vi's gonna think that Powder's dead.
but they're gonna take her in, right?
Hello, little girl. Where's your sister?
She left me.
It's like I said. It's like I was saying. They seems like they're gonna go one way, but they switch.
She is not my sister.
Just like them. History repeats itself.
It's okay. We'll show them. We will show them all.
I can hear the sound of a heartbeat before it goes out.
I love this. This is fucking crazy. This ain't your mom's Lion King, man. They switched it up. Damn.
That was crazy.
What did I say?
You said like 100 things.
Like what?
I'm kidding.
Why do you always? What if I
I'm
never
kidding.
undercut? I never undercut your theories. Remember, you get
no,
something
I'm kidding. I genuinely don't remember you saying that Powder's gonna end up with these guys.
I said that she was gonna be like the one on the low, and then Violet was gonna get taken in. 'Cause she was turning herself in, and then it was
Right.
gonna switch around. I said that this episode.
I wasn't even thinking about the fact that she got taken by the guy. But what I actually think is I think she's gonna basically just become Vander, and like the guy is gonna become the whatever Marcus or whatever is gonna become the new whatever that lady was that got killed, like the older enforcer lady, and
Right.
and then so Vi, who's like fighting for like this revolution, is now gonna be like the peacekeeper of the status quo, and then Powder is gonna be like what Violet kind of wanted to be, of like this like crazy, actually having a revolution and like going like all out and all towards it.
Yeah, what I said last time about the whole hope and hubris being the line being razor thin. I know I had a suspicion based on everything that was going on, and just the way, the whole presentation of it, that it was going to be, that there was going to be like a it wasn't going to be just, you know, average Lion King, you know, everything kind of works out. It seems like they really set it up well for a tragic sort of turn there at the beginning of the story, because we're only a third in now, but yeah.
I wonder, I wonder if we're gonna like get what happens next, or if it's gonna be a time skip, like straight away after this.
I think it's gonna be a time skip.
I'm scared. And I guess what I'm wondering now is like how is the like scientist aspect gonna like work into all of this? Because like previously we thought, oh, what if Powder goes and, you know, studies with them essentially, but now she's going with these like the mad scientist, crazy human experimentation dude, and not the like, oh, I'm gonna experiment with the Arcane, but I want good things kind of dude. So it's that's something that's definitely different.
Yeah, I think all the magic stuff is going to serve to just kind of level up the entire playing field, because like up to this point it's been like people punching each other, stabbing each other, shooting each other, and like just people pretty much. And I think that the magic element over the course of what is probably going to be a time skip is just going to level everybody up and like increase the scale of the fighting. And I like it because it's an in-universe way of creating a sort of progression that's not just based on the character's knowledge. Like a lot of times in a story where there's like a power system or a magic system, it's like the character is like a kid who's like learning an established canon of knowledge, and all of their strength is based on how well they can like master this thing. But so it's this huge, it's often like this big world of knowledge is already out there, and understanding and power is out there, and it's just about the main character, the story becomes focused on the main character's progression through it, and then it can in some cases it can kind of undermine the whole magic system, and it feels like it's all just created just so this one character can like learn it and fight better. But in a case like this where the magic and the technology, or whatever you want to call it, the power like escalates over the course of the story, you know, it gives rise to like opportunity for natural sort of progression in the scale of battles throughout the series. So it's I imagine like we're seeing people punch each other and knife fight each other and like just like tackle each other to the ground basically. And you know, the most powerful thing that we've seen other than explosions and stuff is like a guy who's juiced out of his mind just smashing shit. But we're gonna see more like magical weapons, or you know, crazy guns, or like, you know, like we see in the opening where like where Vi's like gauntlets are just fucking huge, and then and Jynx has like a giant minigun type thing. It's like that. So you know, there's already these scaled down versions, but the inclusion of this sort of growth in the power level of the whole nation is going to give rise to that. And then I imagine the crystals or all that shit will tie into, you know, the resolution of this whole conflict, or you know,
progression of it farther,
and then maybe it'll leave on like a cliffhanger that like makes you want to go play the games or something, or like learn about the lore. I hope there's like a concrete sort of ending to it, but you know, maybe they could go that route.
Well, aren't they making a season 2?
Oh right, that's true. Yeah, but I don't know if
it's gonna be like unrelated or.
Well, what I was gonna say is I don't know if if they were making the season with season 2 in mind. I'm not sure. We'll have to see till the end to figure that out, but. I really loved Powder / Jynx's crying. Like near the beginning where she got left behind and she was so snotty. Sad, and she was just like ugly cry screaming and like freaking out because she just feels so useless. And It was so sad. And then at the end as well, she really played off this whole thing at the end where she just, again, felt so powerless. And you really feel for Vi, but it's just because, you know, essentially her brothers and her dad just got fucking killed in front of her brutally.
By her little
sister on accident, trying to save them, but just made it worse. And, or, you know, I mean, maybe they would have died maybe they all would have died, you know, it's a fine line because they did break through the wall. So there is this thing of like, if a little bit more time, we could have made it out of there, but would you have? Because the building was surrounded. We saw there's more people at the end there. They did kind of crawl out of the fire as well, so it's hard to kind of say. But either way, it's like, there's not a guarantee that you would have made it out of there regardless. So maybe you all would have got crushed by that thing and died and not made it through the hole. Because Vander was still locked up, I think, or was just getting unlocked. Yeah. I think he was still locked up in one of his legs.
Locked up, like...
So it's like, you know, could we have made it out? Or would we have all died and I would have died too, therefore Powder doing that saves just me, and that's technically better, but also her doing that is kind of fucked up. It's like a really conflicting situation. It's like it's literally like a burning building, like a trolley problem sort of.
Yeah, it's like,
conundrum.
You can throw in this bomb and you may kill everyone, but someone might survive. Or you can leave it and everyone might die, or they might win. Yeah. It's like, you'll never know.
And she didn't have the knowledge either way, so, you know. But
to be honest, I mean, it really wasn't looking good for them.
Yeah.
Especially since, I think until the explosion, Vander was locked up.
Yeah, they were like really struggling to get all
and
the
if that guy
off.
Got in there, well, while he was locked up,
it would have been a bloodbath.
Didn't even have like, you know, he was already so injured. That's like, it seems like even though this guy was all crazy and all like jacked up on this crazy drug, it seems like if Vander had been uninjured, he
did break all the way through. My bad. He did break all the way through. It was very chaotic.
Oh, the wall?
Yeah. He did break all the way through the wall. Mm-hmm. And they had like just got him unlocked. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, they had like just got him out. So yeah, never mind. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. But what I was saying is, yeah, it's like, it seems like in the ideal situation, if it was just like a completely fair fight, a 1v1 of Vander and like this guy, that Vander probably would have won, given, you know, he had his weapons and this guy was just jacked up.
Yeah.
You know, but obviously he was destroyed. So it's just such a terrible thing. And to that, like, you know, Jynx, maybe, like, you know, if she wasn't a kid, maybe she wouldn't have made that call. And maybe if she hadn't been trying to prove herself, she wouldn't have done that either. But it's like her whole thing, it's like she kept getting told, like, oh, you suck. And like, oh, your stuff never works. Oh, you like ruin everything. So it's like, oh, finally it worked. Oh, finally I can do something that's really gonna help this time. Yeah. It's just so sad because she just wanted to help and was just so excited that she was finally useful. And what's really messed up is that Vi knows that. And, like, she like, isn't that... Like, she's so upset. But... And she hit her, but she's not, like... She can't fully blame her because she is a kid, and also she didn't bring her along, but also she had been bringing her along.
I think what I took from that was more, like, that... But the end point of the whole thought process is, like you said, she's kind of becoming Vander in this moment, where she's just like, what is this helping? You know, like okay, so they're all dead... and we're alive. Like, it's not gonna... We have to... like, she kind of... It seems like Vi kind of saw the greater picture in that moment of just, like... Now she kind of understood what Vander was... His whole mindset and everything in that moment. Where it's just like... Yeah, this whole situation was fucked. And, like, yes, she really messed up. And it caused people... She killed people. Like, she killed her family, basically, on accident. Mm-hmm. But, like, we're still alive. And that... We need to live together. That's why she still reached out for her... and tried to help her, tried to save her in that moment before she got taken away by Marcus. But, yeah, to clarify, we were wrong about, or I was wrong, I said it, but about, like, how close they were to being out. They had just unlocked it. They had just broken through. The door was still there. They were fully just about to leave and be fine, and then Powder
Yeah.
through the shit, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I did it," and then.
But then that's the thing as well, because it had a delayed timer, so like.
So it exploded and then shot the other one
It
through.
exploded at, like, she let it go at the time that she let it go. The door was getting busted and Vander was still locked up, and they hadn't fully punched through the wall yet. So it's like this crazy thing of
Staggered.
like it. If she had released it at the moment that it went off, then they all probably would have been able to get out before it went off. So it's just like this terrible coincidence, and as soon as she let it go, it was completely out of her hands. Or maybe, you know what I mean? It's like, or if it went off, like if the monkey didn't hesitate and it went off before they had gotten out, then you might be like, oh, well, it was completely up to chance. But then, yeah, after we went back and looked, it's just even more sad that they could have all just jumped out the window.
They were like a second away from being completely fine, yeah. And now, it looks like that, history is going to repeat itself is the kind of thing. And that's, I forget how I put it in the last one. It was only like yesterday or 2 days ago or something that we watched the last one. But yeah, it's basically like, the desire for the youth to like, brave a new frontier. And on the top side, it's working. And, they actually dared to dream and it's working out with the magic. But, we'll see how that kind of goes. Mm-hmm. And in the poor area, they're all kind of what do they call it? in the lanes? Yeah. They're it's not quite working out. It's like all this desire to make a good change and all this desire to do the right thing. It's just being rewarded with it's hubris. It's like you think that you're doing the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and that's kind of embodies Silco here as well. It's he might have had a good intentions at one point, but now he's just kind of fueled by the same thing that Vi was fueled by, and what I imagine will kind of linger with her, but it seems like she's more going the Vander route. But yeah, and now Jynx, I love a main character going anti-hero or just anti-villain mode. Mm-hmm. I love an anti-villain main character if they're going that kind of direction.
It's also so interesting as well because, like how we talked about, Vi was really mad at Jynx because she got their whole family killed essentially, but was immediately willing to go and fight for her and save her because that's still her sister and she still loves her. But because Powder is just such a little kid, she's like, oh, she's not my sister anymore. Because of this one very major event, but in the grand scheme of things, it was an accident, but she just takes it as very final and very much like a lot of little kids do. It's like, oh, the world is so black and white. It's like, oh, she was mad at me, she's not my sister anymore, kind of deal. Even though they've been through so much, it's just such a traumatic moment that she just kind of picks a lane and doubles down on it,
Yeah. Well, and it's also that it's just she hasn't been getting like with when she was listening to Vi talk about her and oh, maybe you're right, she is dumb as shit and fucks everything up. And then Powder's just ugh, and leaves. And then Radford, but she's awesome and she's my sister and I love her and we care about her, right? Mm-hmm. And then everyone's like, yeah. And then, so it's also the perspective that, she almost conveniently has been missing all of the positive reinforcement. Mm-hmm. And Vander took more of a liking to Vi because she was the leader and, he was trying to instill in her his values because she was the one who needed his guidance kind of most. But also, seems like Powder here could have used some positive reinforcement. What she really needed was to succeed, and she just kept trying. She kept trying her whole life. She kept trying. People keep dying, and everybody's telling her she's responsible. And then the last moment, it's like she tried to help, she fucked up, and then she was smacked around and sort of said again, you're responsible. And then the one person who actually embraced her and was not consoling her oh no, yeah, you fucked up there, but you know, you're still good. It's like this new person who was holding her and is like, no, you're good. You're fine. Like, you know, who isn't sort of doesn't really have as much of a vested interest in, you know, like it's not coming from her sister. I guess is what I'm saying.
He just he just sees himself in her.
Yeah, he does. And he also I think also a little part of him, maybe I'm looking too deep into this, is he's also a part of him is sad that Vander's dead.
I think so.
So he's like, he sees himself in that, and he's also trying to, like, you know, carry on his legacy in a way by taking in one of his daughters. So you know, that's sort of some complicated character motivation there that I like. Yeah, I really like this episode. It was very good.
It's also cool because I wonder how much Powder's gonna, like, if he's ever gonna tell Powder that, oh, you know, like, me and Vander did this and that, or if she just has no idea because she wasn't there when there's sort of that info dump that everyone else heard, like, about their backstory, you know?
Yeah, she doesn't know the whole story. Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting. And yeah, apparently this was just an infection.
Yeah.
I thought it was a magical thing, but it's just the toxic, shitty river. Well, actually, it's kind of metaphorical, because it's like he got cut in the eye, and then he went in the river where, like, that separates the two worlds, and that they were fighting to sort of bridge, and he was in this river that represents death and the movement of time and the cycle and all that stuff. It, like, infected him. So it's like he's sort of been, I think I likened him to, like, a death or a self type figure like that. So the fact that he's touched death and he's, like, lost his eye like that is, and it's, you know, I think it kind of works with the whole metaphor, all the stuff relating to the river as well, that, like, he waded in the waters and he came back kind of scarred from it, but also with some sort of insight, basically.
Yeah, like,
right?
he's got a new perspective with his new eye, and that must be why he's giving it drops if it's, like, cursed almost.
Yes.
Like, it's
literally infected and, you know, rotten and fucked up. But metaphorically, it is kind of a curse of knowledge, or a curse of insight into how things really are. You know, what needs to be done for progress or whatever. He sees the way forward, type thing.
Yeah, and it's interesting as well, because I imagine, like, his eye looks all creepy, and I don't know if it's just, if, like, that's from the infection, or if it's because he's giving, like, a diluted, different version of
a similar sort of
that similar stuff that he gave to that other guy, in his eye, like almost like a steroid, like a monstrosity steroid kind of thing to help preserve it. And if so, I feel like that's really interesting as well, because always you have, like, the mad scientist guy who won't experiment on himself. But I feel like it's interesting if he is, but, like, just a little bit, you know, like, he's not completely transforming himself, because that would be too risky to him, and obviously he's not going to do that. But he is, like, he is using it to his advantage, like, for his own purpose, for himself, you know. And it's I like as well all of the people that are in his group. Their expressions at the end when they
humanize
see Powder,
them a lot,
and how they all look concerned, and they have the seemingly dead body of this person that they, like, carried out of a burning building.
Yeah, so they go from, like, just these goons and just, like, copy paste guys to clearly there's a relationship and, like, sort of a dynamic here that goes deeper than just, like, oh, I'm Silco's top guy, I'll beat you up.
Yeah,
type thing.
and they're not, like, laughing or making fun of a crying child. They're like worried for her and really upset by it. And I feel like they didn't even say anything, but it did so much for me really liking their characters. Just those shots of their faces. It's crazy. Like, the direction of the show is really good.
The direction
and,
is,
like, of
is
this
top
episode
tier.
Specifically is so good.
Yeah, the direction, you said it, that's exactly it. There's clearly some peak direction, and a lot of thought is going into all this, and that's very clear.
It's interesting as well.
It's paying off.
How we see Powder's eye, like we just talked about, what's his name? Silco's eye being all crazy, and then we see Powder's eye. Obviously, it's not infected, but it's, like, all red and, like, weird looking.
Parallels. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Little parallels there. Yeah.
And yeah, I love how it
Goes
went
into,
out
like,
at the end.
a single point. Yeah.
And it was so cool with all like the drowning thing. Like that was a freaky way to open this episode.
Mm-hmm.
With it just like, oh, it's so peaceful.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and it's going back to, I think I said this in episode 1 of when I was making my original predictions, but the color theory of like the pink and the blue, the fact that again I feel like that's how you know that I think that's an intentional direction decision. You know, they didn't have to make the juice pink and bright purple and stuff. And they didn't have to make the gems blue. Maybe they did from like the game. Maybe that's like a common sort of thing from the game. I'm not sure. Maybe they both are. But yeah, maybe they both are. But like the fact that it represents more, like they're both palette swapped from each other. So like blue eyes and pink hair, pink eyes and blue hair. So like Powder here kind of has like the similar color to like the juice in her eye, and I was going by the hair color to like represent the blue in this side or the pink in this underbelly. And it's actually, you know, the opposite, but it's kind of it's an interesting thing when you deal with like color foreshadowing, because it can go like a million different directions, and you can say colors or that mean this or colors mean that, but unless you hear people actually saying, yes, we use this color for this reason, then you can't really 100% count on it. But I think that it's my suspicion that unless it is taken from the game, that if that was a choice in this production to make these things these colors and to use them thematically in this way to relate to the two sisters, I feel like I could see that being an intentional sort of red herring sort of setup for a misdirection type deal. I feel like I could see that because it's such a prominent thing for either side, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe not, but yeah, it's just interesting because that was like a big, like that was one of the main things that was like, okay, yeah, there's this color on this side, there's this color on this side, there you go. And there's these two sisters that are like kind of having these conflicts, and they might end up, and judging by the opening, they are clearly at odds at later points in the story. So there you go. But it's actually just because this color's on that side, that color's on that side doesn't mean it's not quite so simple. It maybe is used a little bit more of a clever way.
Yeah, this was a crazy shot here.
She's like, I did it.
It's just like, and she's like floating through the air like the scientist guys, how they are floating through they like see their invention.
Big breakthrough with these crystals.
It's like they have their like breakthrough moment where everything all comes together and they're like floating and they're so excited because it's like it's finally working, and it's just so amazing because their invention worked, and it's like this magical thing. And same with this, where there's like a magical element that's like making this explosion, but it's also just like capturing the feeling of like, wow, all my hard work paid off.
Yeah.
But it's like we see it in such a positive way, like even those guys bust in, like the little tiny dude like busts in and he's like mad, but he's even still like amazed and like kind of in awe of it all. And then like but in this situation, Powder's the only one that feels that way. It's not like people don't walk into and see her explosion and be like, wow, that's amazing. It's like, oh my god, that's horrific, you know?
Yeah. Again, that kind of goes back to the upside, the top side versus the lanes, sort of the disparity. And yeah. And
it's also interesting though, because I feel that is like the same thing that Silco, it's like you see his like experiment and are like, oh my god, that's horrific, but then like for them it was like a breakthrough and like this amazing thing, you know? So it's very interesting to think about it like that, because yeah, there's a lot of like invention and innovation going on.
Yeah, it's like this, the history is repeating itself, but it's kind of like ramping up in stakes and scale. So yeah, like we were talking about earlier with the magic being going to be a new element probably in the time skip and leading to a lot of different weaponry and a lot of different scale to the battles that are likely to take place. Like, it all kind of feeds into that, where it's the exact same kind of paradigm, just with different people filling the different roles. But, the scale is going to be scaled up, and all of these inventions and all of this sort of progress is is setting up for quite the experience.
I'm so excited. Like, it's gonna be so crazy if we see a time skip and then Vi is just like running the bar and she's got her like new and improved like
crazy gauntlets.
Because those look way crazier. I wonder if what's the kid that
Echo?
Yeah, I wonder if Echo is gonna build those for her.
Oh yeah.
Because he's probably gonna be taking over the like
Benzo's
the shop.
Yeah.
And he clearly knows how to like build lots of things. He's like made this whole elaborate spy system in there. So if he's gonna like build her new gauntlets and she's kind of gonna be running the place and having the deal going on with Marcus to like chill out and, you know, not do anything. And then when Powder starts coming around and
causing trouble,
disrupting everything, causing lots of trouble. Also, it's interesting because I feel like Vi probably thinks that Powder is dead.
Yes.
She like, in no way in her mind does she see these guys roll up on Powder and think that she got out of there, you know? Especially...
The last thing she saw was Silco standing over her with a knife.
Exactly.
With a bloody knife in front of a fire. Like, there's, you know...
Exactly. So it's like... I feel like it's going to be like a huge betrayal for her when she finds out that Powder's alive. Plus working with these guys, they're probably going to go into hiding after this. And, like, just kind of not really be heard of while they revamp their research. The scientist dude died, so I wonder if they're going to be moving away from that, and they're going to research the crystals, because Jynx still has a few of them. They haven't even called her Jynx yet, but I keep calling her that.
They've alluded her to that. It's,
yeah. I'm really interested to see what happens next. This episode was crazy, like, totally ramped up from the last two in terms of like the stakes and the action and just like everything, like the pace. I felt like I was so
it's so well paced.
Out and on the edge of my seat the whole time.
It's a very well paced show because I was noticing like I had this. I was sort of asking myself this question. I'm just like, all right, so there's clearly a lot of like, all right, we got to do that. We got to get the research and we got to do that. And I'm like, okay, this seems a little bit like, is this worth it? And then I'm like, yeah, it is. Like, you know, them like, oh, we gotta break in, we gotta get the keys, and and then it builds the relationship with the counselor, and it builds the relationship between the two scientist dudes, or Jason, whatever his fucking name is with the moles, and you know, yes, and then I'm thinking like, okay, what are all these scenes worth it? And I'm like, you know, that I asked myself that, yes, like all of the scenes, everything that happens matters, and that's that's like my number one criteria for like a good show is like. Not that everything needs to be like super poignant and powerful, not it needs to be like a big moment every 5 seconds, but like is there if you cut this, would it make the show worse? Is my question to shows all the time. And oftentimes when I'm watching a bad show, the answer is no. If you cut this, or yes, it would. It would make the show better. Like if you cut something, like if I'm watching this scene, could this be removed? It's like, yes, it could be removed. And
would it make a better story if it was removed? No. In this case,
no. It's like and that's whenever that's the case, you know, it's a good show and it's well considered and paced and directed and made and obviously animated, but like, you know, it's and written, but like, you know, all that, it doesn't even have to be excellent writing. Just like as long as what you're showing me is like respectful to the time that you've given yourself for the show. Like, you know, if you're gonna set an hour time limit or 45 minutes or 22 minutes or whatever it is, it's like, why would you waste that time that you've given yourself on fucking nothing? But in this case, the show doesn't do that. I'm saying this in such a roundabout way, but what I'm saying is like, everything that's happening contributes to the story, and I don't feel like I would be able to skip a scene that happens or a few shots, or like, oh, they lingered on this way too much for emphasis. It's like they're very economist with the storytelling. They use visual cues and everything. You know, the show's really good. The show's really well made.
And it's cool. I'm glad that they took like a full 3 episodes for this like prologue kind of area, because I feel like sometimes it's depending on like the budget of the show or whatever, there can be this urge to like, let's make like this part down to 1 episode and then we can get on to like the actual show. But I just feel like it was the perfect amount of time that it like didn't linger for too long, but also had enough time to like like fully get invested in the world and the characters and just like their lives and the for things to be established as a routine, like Powder getting like dismissed or put down and, you know, feeling like she wasn't good enough, but not too much that it's like, okay, I get it, you've told me this 1,000 times and I understand that this is the way it is. You know, you don't feel like, okay, it's starting to get repetitive and I'm like looking for the next thing, you know? It's really interesting, and I feel like there's so many like genuine moments between characters as well. Like every time that a set of characters like have a discussion, it's like, wow, this is so good. Like I find that like every time Vander would like talk to one of the kids or whatever, it'd be like you sit down and talk to Vi and be like, wow, this guy's a good dad, you know?
Yeah.
Like you just get the feeling like, wow, this is so nice. Or like when Vi took Powder out and was like talking to her and like, oh look, this is where he like fell down and hurt himself, and like this is where we all fucked up, you know? Like it's okay. Like it's like, wow, this is so good. And then we see like Vander talk to her and it's like, oh, she like learned that from him, how to be like a good mentor and like a good sister. So yeah, it's just, I feel like there's a lot of very wholesome moments as well.
That obviously makes it way more tragic when they turn out to be
Exactly.
enemies as well, but it just on its own, those scenes work really well. But you know, it didn't feel like those scenes were just set up for this moment as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like they weren't just being good sisters so that they could be enemies later.
Yeah. It felt like they were genuinely
It felt
good
genuine,
sisters.
yeah. And obviously, it is set up for this moment. Like, you know, that's why the character relationships are there, is so that they could be twisted and then changed and be in conflict. But you know, making the journey enjoyable is the whole point. If it was all about the destination, then you just see, you know, you just see the script behind everything that everybody says, and you wouldn't be in it and immersed in believing the story. So yeah, good stuff.
I'm really liking the animation. I feel
Yeah, me too.
like this episode really sold me. Like, not that I didn't like this show before, but I feel like this episode really
Sold me on
sold
the
me on,
creative
like,
creative potential of the animation.
and just of it sold me on the whole story. Like, I'm so invested right now.
Yeah.
And also on the animation, because I feel like there's just so much happening, and it just like all looks so good. And it's like, I feel like after you've watched like this much, it like stops being off-putting as well. Like, not that it's like, oh, I hate that. It's just like, oh, this is like very different than something that you normally watch. But I really like it, and I'm excited. Like, if they get a season 2, or if other things start getting made like this, like I would be okay with that, especially for like video game kind of shows, where it's like that like artistic flair. It just really works, and like it's so cool. I really like it.
Same. Well, if you really like this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Check out Patreon to see the next episode right now. And we hope you enjoyed most of all. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye.